going to talk about nutrition. It's important to remember that I am not an expert, and this is a collection of resources that I've gathered through my time swim coaching from some very wonderful, wonderful folks who've helped me out and grow in my nutritional knowledge. And I have 3 general guidelines that I like to follow for best practice for athlete nutrition. Number 1 is just try to avoid eating foods wrapped in plastic. Most of the foods wrapped in plastic are heavily processed and likely are some kind of junk food. Focus on eating whole foods where there's one ingredient, and that is whatever that food item is that you're trying to eat. The second thing is that everybody's metabolic needs differ. You need to find the kinds and amounts of food that work the best for you. You need to listen to your body. How does your body feel after you eat certain kinds of foods? How does your body feel after you eat certain amounts of foods? How do you feel when you work out after you've eaten? Or how do you feel when you work out before you've eaten? And what did you eat before and after those workouts? All of these things are important to determine what's kind of going to be the best type of diet and the best amount of food that you get into your body. And our third general guideline is eat a variety of whole foods. And that'll ensure that you kind of round out all of your nutritional values. If you only eat 2 or 3 different kinds of foods, you're only getting 2 or 3 different nutritional sources. So trying to have as diverse of a diet that is possible for you. We want to find balance. Eat a variety of whole foods. Eat a variety of lean proteins. Eat a variety of whole grains. And of course, eat a variety of fruits and vegetables. And also when we're thinking about what we're drinking, mostly we should probably be trying to drink water. You can drink milk and various alternative milks, but we want to make sure we're watching the sugar content in our milks, alternative milks, and of course the sugar content in our juices as well. When it comes to how much should you eat, really what we need to figure out is how active are you? How much are you moving around? Food is energy. We want to make sure that we're getting enough energy in our body to do what our body needs to do. There are a couple of ways to do that. One is to find kind of what is your basal metabolic rate? What is that baseline that your body needs just for you to do basic life functioning across the day? And then you can add in food based on how much activity you do in addition to that. Swimmers are pretty active. Some swimmers are practicing from 4 hours a week, all the way up to 11 or 12 hours a week of practice. And that requires a higher than average amount of food. You also need to remember that not every practice has the same amount of energy costs. Some practices are a little bit easier, some practices are a little bit tougher, and we kind of need to modify our food intake based on that too. The US OPC has a great resource called the Athlete's Plate. It just gives a quick breakdown of the kinds, types, and amounts of each food source that we should be looking to get in our body based on whether we're having a hard training, a moderate training, or an easy training block. There are 2 types of eating. We already talked about one, and that is food as fuel, and the other is food as recovery. Getting calories into our body after a workout really aids in our recovery, helps our muscles rebuild, grow, and get stronger. And there's some timing that we want to be aware of. After a really hard workout, we want to try and see if we can get a small amount of food in our system within 30 minutes of that workout. And we want that food to be just like the rest of our diet. Have a nice balance of whole grains, a nice balance of protein sources, and a nice balance of fat sources as well. I think it's really, really important to remember that everybody needs different kinds of food and different amounts of food, and following a specific diet may work well for some and may not work well for others. There's no one size fits all for nutrition. So one of the best things you can do is just be aware of the food, the kinds of food and the amounts of food that you're putting in your body, and the effect that it has on your day. The effect that it has on your day in the parts of your day where you're inactive, and the effect that it has on the parts of your day where you're active. How is your body responding to your current nutritional intake? If it's positive, keep it up. Keep moving forward. You might have found something that works for you. And if your body's responding negatively, then you need to, you might need to change some of those amounts or intake levels. And if you're looking to change those things, then you should talk to, a professional in the field. You should talk to, maybe you can talk to your doctor, or you can talk to a registered dietitian. And there are some really wonderful people in our community who could help out with that.